Okay, Warcraft. Okay. Yeah, stay warm. Think smart. Figure it out. But I know what we need to do, Warcraft. I figured it out. Okay. This is the thing that this is the video where I talk about whether I do the right thing or not on my Warcraft modding persona on the internet. I don't know. But right now we're going to explain what we should be doing, okay? And this is not a statement of legalness or anything like that. This is not, I don't know about that. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just going to talk about technology. I'm going to talk about technology. Okay. For years, for like 5 years, for a very long time, there was War Smash. I was making that. I was making a Java program. It's Java, and it tries to rewrite Warcraft so that I can just mod Warcraft as much as I want. But here's the thing. Okay, I classically trained software developer from the universities. Okay, and the universities are in on it with the corporations, and the corporations are taking over the world. And there's a lot of ways that they do it, but one of the ways they do it is mass surveillance. So if you want to talk about rewriting Warcraft, one of the things that you should do to make a good one is to not be a part of the mass surveillance. Okay, and let me talk about what does that mean? Okay, so if I open a computer, you don't even know what a computer means anymore. You probably are on your phone or something, or Windows. Microsoft Windows has been taken over. It's lost. If you actually open up Windows command line and you type in sudo Wireshark on Windows, which I don't even know how to do that on Windows anymore. I don't remember. I don't care. But if you do something like that, I don't even remember my password. I have too many computers. Okay, you open something like this and you open the network management recording. This is my network, okay? This is my computer. This is the internet networking that I'm doing all the time, constantly. I'm doing nothing. I'm on a blank desktop. It's empty, and this is Linux. These are the people who are in rebellion, and they've been co-opted by the corporations to construct IPv6, which does constant public notifications to all computers nearby to your computer on the network all the time. And that's just the operating system, okay? And everything beyond that is worse. And this is just the operating system. It's screaming to everyone nearby. And these are all these other computers that are talking to the computers nearby too. So it might be mine, but it might be the other ones nearby. And the time that it takes you to figure that out is maybe not that much, but it's a while, right? So IP adder show over here. So what am I? I'm what, C171? Is that, do we see that over here? C171? Actually, I don't see that over here, but it could be. It could be. Yeah, it is right there. See right there. Okay, that's me. So I'm calling out to everyone. See, this is my phone, okay? This is hearing it every time that I'm calling out. You see that? Look, I called out again. 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 Why are we doing that? Why is that thing talking to this thing when nothing is happening? Okay, and if you try to figure out the answer to that question, you probably will lose your job because you're not focused or something. I don't know. So that's the base operating system. Okay, and that's Linux. That's the people that are rebelling. But Windows is a whole nother level. If you go to Windows and you look at what happens on Windows, whenever you do something, like if you launch Warcraft, like you say you don't like Reforged, you're going to rebel and you're going to play Warcraft. The old one from when I was a kid, from when everybody was on dial-up or whatever, and you didn't usually use the internet. You'd think to yourself, maybe that program doesn't go on the internet until you tell it, but that's stupid. That's wrong. It goes on the internet all the time whenever you run it. Why does it do that? It does that because of Microsoft Windows. It's compromised at the root, at the core, because all the time, every day, just sit on your desktop on Windows, you click on nothing and you do nothing all the time, every day. It's calling home. And when you run a program and you double click exe, it calls home. It tells them that you did that so that they record how much you did that. That's the secret of Windows recall. When people tried to troll everyone on the internet, when social media said Windows recall is bad, they're going to video record everything you do on your computer. And it doesn't quite make sense because some people think that's bad. And you look at Microsoft executives and they don't think it's bad. And that seems weird to figure out why that is until you understand that the Microsoft executives know Windows is already doing something so invasive, screen recording everything you do doesn't matter. It's not even useful to them because they're already there. Okay, now if you understand that, then you'll understand why using Windows is a bad idea, because even when you turn off Windows recall, the same is still happening. They're watching everything you do. It's fine, I guess, if you don't care about anything, but once you care about something and you don't want to be for sale to Microsoft and Google and everyone, then maybe you don't. You know, what about once Microsoft owns Reforged and you don't like Reforged? Maybe you want to play Warcraft, the old one. Maybe you don't want to tell them when you play it. Maybe you just want to sit at home in the basement and just play it in your parents' basement alone, and you don't want to tell anyone you're doing that. So then that leads us here to a different system, a different computer, a different setup. It's not Microsoft Windows. It's whatever you got off the internet from, I don't know, the rebels or something. And how do different systems work? So if I'm on a different system that's not Windows, suddenly everything works well. On Windows, it doesn't work well. You can't figure out what writing a program is. You can't figure out the dependencies of the program. We don't know what is what. But if I just make, and I already have a folder, so I have a bunch of folders, but there's a bunch of junk. Don't worry about my junk. I have a folder called repos where I make projects. Okay? Now, what if I want to make a project? What if I want to make a project that's Warcraft 3? And we're just going to make Warcraft 3 in there. I've realized this is the fundamental thing. Whoever comes after me, whoever evolves beyond War Smash, they'll realize the truth, which is that War Smash is a rebellion to Warcraft Reforged Microsoft product, and the rebellion is hosted on GitHub, owned by Microsoft. So the moment you try to download the rebellion, you must first tell the people you are rebelling against that you are doing it. And if you can see the hypocrisy and the stupidity of that, you'll understand what I'm going to try to talk about right now. The idea that all of open source programs go through GitHub is a sham. It's stupid. It's centralized team development of all the in-crowd. It's not rebellion. It's not open source. Microsoft could, maybe you'll download War Smash right now, and while you're downloading it, they'll put a virus in it. You have all sorts of security mechanisms, authentications to make sure that what you download from GitHub is what you expected. But that's all based on the other side of the equation being what you expect. What if it's not? What if Microsoft changes it, just gives you a virus? Sure, I don't know. I can't stop them from doing that. Think about that. Anyone who downloads War Smash could be given a virus by Microsoft in the process of doing it. Unless you think you're going to read every single line of code in War Smash. So what do we do about that? I'll tell you what we should do about that. What we should do about that is host War Smash on a different platform that isn't GitHub. So it is not centralized single corporation Microsoft who owns Reforged is also hosting the code of War Smash the Rebellion. That's stupid in a lot of ways. So what if we try to not be stupid? Okay, let's imagine for a moment. Suppose I was going to make a new project, and we're going to evolve beyond. In my new project, let's suppose I don't even host it on anything yet. And when I do, maybe I'll host it on my own server instead of GitHub. Okay, sure, we could do that. There are ways of doing that. But then what does the code look like? What's inside of War Smash? Well, everyone likes things to be easy. If you go and watch my videos of how to download War Smash, you do two things. There's a command, git clone whatever, and you clone War Smash. And then there's a second command, Gradle, Gradle run game, and it runs the game of War Smash. I'm like, wow, it's so easy. You just download the code and run it. The problem is, fundamentally, that at no point in that are you downloading the dependencies. Like, War Smash is compiling against shader geometric graphical code to put on your graphics card. It doesn't even make any sense to be that easy. It's too easy. The reason it's too easy is that, if I make a new tab here, let's go and actually look at the real War Smash for a moment. If you go and look at War Smash for just a moment here, go into the War Smash folder. And we just imagine for a moment what's really going on in here. This Gradle script creates like a .gradle thing, I think. And then that, I think, starts writing to your home directory in another .gradle folder. And that .gradle folder in your home directory, and all of this happens automatically without telling you, happens to download into caches, probably. Like a jars folder, and you look in this jars folder, and they name them with hashes to try to discourage you from looking at what they are. But if you actually do look at what they are, you'll see that there's a bunch of stuff in here, and some of these things are just, whatever projects, assembly, runtime plugins, and things like that. But somewhere amongst all of these, probably, and it's been a little while, so you'll have to forgive me, is caches, daemons, JDK, native, maybe? What's the native folder at? Linux sources. Yeah, it figured out I'm on a Linux computer, and it downloaded a C++ program made for probably the native stuff. What was it? Jancy, ncurses. One of these is OpenGL, and you get like your graphics driver command stuff for Java embedded, and it's automatically downloading all of this stuff just to run it. And where does it download from? Well, I didn't decide that. I deferred to the examples. And how do the examples work? Well, the examples get things from build.gradle. And you look at build.gradle, we get them from Gradle plugins, from Maven's Sonatype. So it uses Maven protocol in the Sonatype URL. This guy named Niker, I don't even really know who that is, but I was forced to use his code to parse reforged assets. And then Google. So every time you compile Warsmash, even if I hosted it off of GitHub, we're still going to Google and saying, hey, Google, do you have the dependencies of Warsmash? I'd like to have those, please, if you could send them to me, which of course gives Google the ability to put in a log whenever you compile Warsmash. So we have now proven circularly that the fundamental concept of easy, the people come and they visit me on the internet and they're like, it's too hard to compile, it should be easy. And you do the stuff, the recommended procedures for easy, and easy equals the corporations know everything you do and everywhere you go. And if you're on a really good Rebellion computer, if I have an empty folder called Warcraft 3, we've forgotten what it means to even write a computer program. Let's write a computer program right now. main.cpp, okay? Let's do that right now, okay? This is a computer program. It is a main function. It's a simple concept, the entry point of a program, okay? It's the main entry point of a program. And what we do, it returns a number that's a status code, whether it failed or not. It didn't fail, so we're just gonna return 0. And then we can write something to C++ output and say, this is a C++ app. And just do that. I guess, you know what, people like to say hello world. They always like that when you say hello world. Okay, this is a C++ app. And then you use your C++ compiler. You compile it. You find out that I did it wrong. This is supposed to be in the standard namespace. You recompile it, and then now you can run a program, the main program. This is a C++ app, hello world. So next, okay, once we've realized that dependencies are stupid and we don't like them, you realize that you can have dependencies managed by one thing. And the way the dependencies are managed should probably be one way of handling that is to let dependency management be decided by the guy running the computer instead of by the guy writing Warsmash. Because if you do that, suddenly Warsmash is no longer pushing on the user that they have to talk to Google. Maybe you hate Google. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know that. Why don't we have a version of Warsmash where the only dependencies are either its own code or things that you can install from a standard system install on the computer that is handled by the administrator and is not this idea that like, well, I'll just download it for you. Don't worry about it. It's just easy. I'll just download it for you. I don't know where. Maybe Google. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. We'll just get it somewhere. I don't know. Instead of that, right? Just have simple dependencies. So what's an example of that? I think an example of that, the real way to do this, open source Warcraft 3, what should we do? You know, it used to be, for 5 years, I was making Warsmash. How did I do that? I did that by just trying to remember how the game played and coming up with my own idea. But now the new people at Microsoft leaked the debug symbols. So here's a new idea. What if instead of doing it my way, you have a new concept, a simple fundamental concept. No dependencies except the leaked debug symbols reversed back into source code. Then you have a folder of source code, and then Also, how about OpenGL as a dependency? And let's get an example of that. So I should be able to install on my computer something called GLFW, GLFW3, and we'll get the developer version because we're going to develop code. I'll try to remember my password. It looks like I did. I'll click yes, I'll install it. Okay, installing things is easy when you're not on Windows. You just say the name of what you want to install, and typically it's already there and available because we have package managers. It's like apps on your phone, except it was invented 30 years earlier and is configurable where it gets the apps because it's not static like phones. Okay, so now that we did that, I just downloaded GLFW. So let's try to get a GLFW tutorial. I'm going to try to give you just a simple example of this. It's going to take like 5 minutes. This is how to build an OpenGL game. So my thought process here is if we can get a window to open on the screen for an empty context to render video game stuff in, you'd want to have that, and you'd want to have the leaked reforged debug symbols. You're going to reverse them so they no longer require windows, so they no longer require whatever else, and it's just the game, but you can edit any part of it, source code, and then it's going to be in this window context, and it's going to all be C++. Think about this. It's straightforward, very smart. This is what we should be doing if you want the good future. I'll probably go back to War Smash because I don't care anymore, but if you care, you should probably do this. Okay, so we're going to edit my program I made. We're going to include GLFW. Now, sorry, let me see. What are we saying over here? So include your GLFW header. You need to include its header file. The header combines all this stuff. It'll get OpenGL from the development environment. So one thing is you can actually specify what kind of OpenGL you get. You can get some kind of adapters. I'm not going to get adapters. Let's just install GL. Yeah, can I just libgl dev? Is that a thing that I have? It's already installed and it's the newest version. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. So I think we already have OpenGL on this computer. That makes sense. Sure, we use it all the time. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about. There's another library you can get called GLAD that handles GL extensions. It makes things all easier. I'm going to skip it right now because I just want to open a window on the screen, talk about rendering video game stuff with no dependencies, no Unreal Engine. We're not going to suck up to Fortnite to build a program that only runs on Windows. We're just going to describe the concept of our program. Now, in order to do that, you want GLFW. So we need GLFW. And what is it? It has to be initialized. Okay, so they made boilerplate. All right, it has to be initialized. Sure. All right, fine. So we go to our main program here, and it's no longer hello world. Actually, let's keep hello world in there at the beginning. Well, why not? We'll delete it later. What did I do? I don't know what did I change? All right, I don't know. So great. So we're gonna initialize our program. Okay. This is just it's like visual feedback. We're gonna get a window on the screen, and then we're gonna get the Warcraft leaked debug crap, and we're going to try to turn that debug crap into source code, and we're going to put the source code in the window. It makes sense. That's what we want to do. Okay, so when you're done using GLFW, you need to terminate the application. Okay, sure, why not? So it has an init function. I'm using a different keyboard today. I accidentally hit the hotkey there. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we terminate the program at the end. All right, they're walking us through what to do. You have to set an error callback. I think that's stupid, but sure, okay. So you know those dumb, stupid pop-ups you get on Warcraft 3 that do error callbacks? Sure, okay, we have one of those. I'll make a better one later. Now we have to set that as a function pointer. Now here's a question: do you set that before or after unit? Lets you be notified of errors both during and after initialization. Well, that would mean you would have to initialize before initialization, right? All these things, it's not rocket science. It's just do it. Okay. Create a window. All right, great. So we'll just copy this code, create a window. All right. So after we initialize the program, we'll create a window. I also notice that apparently initialization failed here. This should probably like return -1, tell the outside, some kind of error. It's here, failed to initialize GLFW. Okay. Great. All right. So we make a window. What do we put in this window? All right, they're going to do 640 by 480. I think eventually you'd want to change this to obtain this information from your reversed Warcraft, but I'm not going to do that yet. We'll just copy that. We'll just copy their default. All right, create window. How did they create window before? Oh, it was already 640 by 480, but I guess they're saying you want to have version information. All right, sure. Let's get some version information in here. Sure. All right, we'll do that. All right, cool. So we get our version information. And when the window is no longer needed, destroy it. So I guess before we terminate at the end, destroy the window. That makes sense. Sorry, I opened this other thing over here. And this failure here, I don't know, maybe you want to call the failure function. Did we not? I don't know, failed to create GLFW window. All right, sure, that'll probably get a better error someday instead of that. But all right, before you can use the API, make the context current. All right, now it's current. Now they're using Glad. I don't know that I have Glad on my computer. I probably do not. So I'm hopeful that I don't have to do that. But if I do, we'll leave as a note. Sure. So we're going to leave a comment that just mentions you would want to do that if you could. All right. While windows should not close, keep running. That's a good loop. Let's get that loop. You think about how simple that loop is? While the window should not close, keep running. I mean, what a concept here. You know, wow. Good thing Blizzard patented that. All right. You can be notified when the user tries to close this. You can have key callbacks. I don't really think I care about key callbacks. I think I just want to do. Oh, okay. All right. So it sets should close, I guess. Okay. All right. Sure, so independent from the error callback, we'll have a key callback. And then you can, your key callback. All right, sure, GLFW set key callback. Which I guess you probably want to set like before the window starts spinning or something. I don't know if this is before or after. But something like that, right? Your key callback. Okay, sure, all right, render with OpenGL. Okay, so what does this do? This gets the size of the window, and then we set the OpenGL viewport to that. Now, how often do they do this? They probably do this in the loop. You know, probably while keep running over here. Probably going to do this thing and just say, all right, while we keep running in the loop, do the thing. All right, great. And then you could read the timer. Why do you need a timer? Time source for smooth animation. We would need that later. I don't want to do that right now. All right. Swap interval, maybe. I think the swap interval might be before this is part of the setup. We'll see about that. It'll probably break or something. And then swap buffers. Okay, so then we set that. GL viewport, and then swap the buffers at the end of the viewport window. All right. And pull events, probably. Okay. Where do they put pull events in their example? You can see their example is suddenly much larger. It's at the end after swap buffers. Okay, great. So I'm just trying to get an empty window on the screen to prove a point, right? Okay, so this is the empty window on the screen. So this is going to fail to compile because I need to provide it the library linker data. So just GLFW. Okay, that. Okay, maybe LGFW lowercase. Oh, LGFW3. Okay, LGLFW3 capital. Gosh darn it, what is this thing called? Can I auto suggest LGLFW 3-dev? GLFW 3-dev. What is it called? Which libglfw? All right, ls libglfw. This is, it shouldn't be this hard. Lib star, it's like one of these things. Okay, it is called libglfw, so you would kind of think that it would just be -lglfw. Oh, it is undefined reference to GL viewport. Okay, so think about that. So we try to compile it, we get undefined reference to GL viewport. You see that? I missed that before. So this is actually correct, LGFW. So all we need is LGL also, like OpenGL. Look at that. Now I did it. Now I compiled it. Look at that, my title. It has a window. Now who named it my title? You ever think of that? Who named it my title? Guess what? Guess what? We named it my title. It's right here in the code we copied. See, my title, my title. Maybe we change the name. Maybe we want to call it Kicking Activision Microsoft off my comp. Okay, maybe you name it that. Let's rebuild it again. Cool, how about that? Now we can run it with main. Kicking Activision Microsoft off my computer is this window that I have. Now all we gotta do is put Warcraft in there. That's not even that hard. Okay, the thing is, now it's taken me too long to build it. So you know what else is fun? You can make something called makefile, where you just say, first off, it's usually good to have an all command. So all is going to be the main. It's so that all will automatically do main. And then we'll have a main that uses main CPP. And what that does is G++-O is the output. It's the name of the program we're building. Currently, it's called main. And then we're going to compile main.cpp as the code file, and we're going to have glfw and lgl, OpenGL. Look at that. Now I can type make, nothing to be done. But I guess then you could also say, well, what if you wanted to clean your make file? So make clean is going to be rm main, which that way I can make clean over here. It removes the main. Now we don't have the main. Now I can type make, blah, blah, blah. Now it created the main. Now I can run the main again. See how cool that is? Now for all you visual people who don't like what I'm doing, if you wanted to have a folder of this, you could. And look, I'm in a folder now. I double click main. You probably get the same. Does this double click exes on, does this launch exes on double click? I'm surprised kind of that we don't do that. I would have sort of expected you could main and it would kicking Activision off my computer by double clicking it. I'm surprised that doesn't work. It's unfortunate. All right, sure. Why not? It has open, but it doesn't have run. Maybe I have to like F5. Oh, there's no application. Search for application to open this file. No. It thinks it's a shared library. Really? That's just seems dumb, you know? So there used to be chmod plus X would make something executable. Can we do that? It's really weird to me that it runs fine in the terminal, but it doesn't run fine in a folder like that, right? Like, could not display. There's no application. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just sort of dumb. So obviously, if you didn't like that, you could also make, you know, what is this? Let's make Warcraft 3.sh, it's a shell script. What does it do? It runs bash and it runs /main. You know how funny that is? Look at that. I did it. Chmod Warcraft 3. Okay, now if I open it as a folder, I have Warcraft 3.sh, and when I double click it, you can click run, and it opens kicking Activision off my computer. So in premise, I wrote a computer program. I don't know who builds these things these days that says you can't run a computer program by double clicking it. That's probably the New World Order government trying to stop us from running a computer program by clicking it. But I think that I've proved my point. So now I have main, okay? Now the other part is you just have to put Warcraft in that window using the debug symbols to make it, to recompile it, to make it open source. And no dependencies other than the ones we already have, and maybe a couple of others, probably not. Dependencies are bad. They make things more complicated. Warcraft 3 has its own asset and texture format anyway. What are you going to use a library for? Just make it work. So to get the code of Warcraft 3, obviously, we're going to need to beef up our folder here with the code of Warcraft 3. Now for that, I think we want to default, we copy from the T Delta Warcraft pipeline. Okay, so Warcraft 3 pipeline, I think, is like my copy of the leak. So we're going to copy recursively everything that's in there. And we want to try to get all this stuff from in there and /* on it, I guess. And then just copy, what is this star? This is not supposed to be here. Just recursively copy everything in the Warcraft pipeline in the current folder. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm trying to get the pipeline going. Okay, so this is the part where we have to be a little bit imaginative because I'm not going to finish in the current video. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now in the build pipeline, they had build, engine, and war 3, these three folders, right? So the engine folder, it has third party and source. So third party is again this idea of too many dependencies. Okay, now look at these dependencies. Look at this. Okay, look at these dependencies. Anti-cheat, delete it, don't need it. Eris, I don't know what that is, delete it, don't need it. Face effects, delete it, don't need it. FLEC, you know what? I don't care about that. I'm gonna use WAV files, delete it, don't need it. Fmod, let's use lib openal instead, delete it, don't need it. Free type, that you do want free type. I like that one. We're gonna keep that one. IJG, I don't even know, what is that? JRComp, JD merge. Mem merge. It's like some kind of quantization memory. It sounds like something I don't need. OS client config. Okay, we could have OS client config. I don't know what this is. I don't think I want it. I don't know what this is. I don't think I want it. Lua. Yeah, delete Lua. I'm just going to use JS. Although, to be honest, maybe we need Lua because I feel like the users are going to tell us that they need it. So maybe. Oh, that Lua Unreal. Look at that. It's like, what did they just copied off Unreal Engine to put it in Reforged? I don't know. Maybe. So, you know, you would probably want to do that to get that. I don't want to do that. So look at this. See, look, we just delete these. Like, you don't need half of these except maybe is delete. Okay. So we've got Lua. We got free type. I don't know what NVTT is. This sounds like some NVIDIA garbage. NV Core. What is that? Is this Warcraft 3 or is this just NVIDIA? It just sounds like, oh, CUDA cores. Yep, it's NVIDIA. All right, delete it. We don't need that. Delete it. All right, so we got Lua. Popcorn effects is used for reforged graphics. Delete that. Prism. What is that? The U.S. government? I don't know what that is. Get this out of here. Prism runtime. Okay. API backend. Vendor, util, platform. What are we doing? What is the API? Oh, it's DirectX APIs. DX11 and 12. Yeah, all right. We're not going to do that. Delete that. DirectX is Windows. Reveal. Oh, Prism techniques. That's some Windows technique. I don't want that. Reveal and revealize. We don't want that. I don't like that. That's used for performance optimization measurement on the DirectX rendering. I have no idea if it works with OpenGL, and I don't want to figure it out. Did I just delete too much? No, that was good. It deleted it. Okay. I know I could do multiple tabs. It's sort of fun. I don't actually remember what Scintilla is, but it looks like they're using it for like Lexers and autocomplete and stuff. So I don't know about that one. I think that I'm gonna leave it for now, but I'll probably delete it. Sound engine sounds like maybe specific to Warcraft 3, but then again, it's using Fmod. So I'm just gonna change it to OpenAL. STB is another good one. They use it for like STB DXT, which to be honest, we probably don't need. So they use it for DDS images. I would probably just use BLP, you know, but I guess we could keep it. All right, we'll keep it. Storm. So Storm is interesting because Storm can parse the archive manager for MPQs and NGDP both. I don't know what NGDP is, so we're going to delete that. But I think we want MPQ files, okay? Because file NGDP, I don't need that. So just MPQ parsing is good. And same thing with the headers. Don't know what NGDP is. Don't care about that. Just MPQ. Okay, so we want to have MPQs in here. That's pretty good. And then in the source, the engine source, so Agile is used for the reference counting of Warcraft stuff, like agent timers, pathing registration, trigger regions, or whatever. Trigger regions. You think about things like triggers and trigger regions, projectile position. All of this is very important. This is important to the agentic system of Warcraft 3. Whatever that is, we got to keep that. Same with Anim, MDL, Anim, World Matrix stuff. You got to have that. Base, add-on, asset management, Unreal. So this is not Unreal Engine. So that's actually probably what, okay. So did you see how I was wrong about this before? I was in the Lua folder. We passed over Lua Unreal. That's wrong. I thought like maybe they copied it off of Unreal Engine. I was being silly. No, that's wrong. You think about Unreals and base, and this just reminds you what's really going on. Warcraft 3 uses the term Unreal to refer to floating point numbers because they use real, so it's unsigned real, and they use real to refer to floating point numbers. So that's important. You want that. All this other stuff, I don't know. This is all probably good. Probably keep it. BattleNet. I might delete this later. BLP file, definitely keep that one. Client SDK controller. This sounds bad. We should delete this. What is this? The Aurora chat service. Agent Aurora local rich presence. Anybody who names their code rich presence, you don't have to look at what it is to know that you should delete it. Okay. Let's see. Code signing. That you don't need to sign your code. You don't do that. We just dump a bunch of code in a Warcraft map. Crypt. Okay, crypt signature. I don't think I need it, but we'll keep it for now in case something needs it. Events. So this is like event timers, event queue, mouse events. We probably need that. Facial animation. Oh, face effects, facial animation. Delete that one. All right. FDF files. This is very important. We need the FDF files. This is good. This is how you build a menu screen. Okay, same with frames, frames, edit box, frame point, list box, item. These are all very important. We keep all of these. Frame def, same thing. Keep all of that. GX, I don't know what that is, to be honest. I might delete it later if I figure out what it is, but I don't need it right now. I don't need to worry about it right now. We're going to keep it. Images, floating point images. This parses TGAs. That's great. TIFFs is used by Reforge, and I guess PNGs. I don't know who's parsing PNGs in Warcraft 3, but whatever. Sorry, I just bumped my mic. We'll leave that as is for now. All right, IPSE. What is this? I don't even know what this is. This sounds like stupid. Pop flag. I'll come back to it. I'm not really sure what that one is right now. MDL file, very important, the source of all model parsing. Except you'll notice in here we have a couple of things in this folder that probably shouldn't be there. Although actually, okay, so in a previous video, I made a music video actually where I was memeing about this, and I deleted popcorn effects out of this folder, so it's already gone. That's good. We're cleaning it up. I'm just using the same folder actually when I started. Same thing going on here. So this is cleaned up already. That's good. Good clean model folder. Net. This says Net API. That's good. That's a good one. Okay, we keep that. OS, not really sure. Win32, we'll probably end up deleting it. All right, scripting is good. We have JAS and JAS 3, which is an experimental project they talk about that's not seen the light of day, to have built-in JAS enhancements and structs and other things in the game itself. That's fun. We'll keep that. And Lua, which I guess is where all the nerds are going now, although I don't personally use it very much. So leave it in there. Same with, services. What is this? Popcorn render system. We're going to have to delete anything that says popcorn on it. It's just made by fat people watching TV. Delete that reforge stuff out of here. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably all I got for now. I'm sure we'll be coming back to that. Shaders. We'll probably be coming back to that too. Telemetry. So I don't know what the word telemetry refers to other than just measuring people. And people don't need to be measured. They're human. Let them be. So I'll probably delete the telemetry, but I did actually see a telemetry folder, and you know what, never mind, I'm deleting telemetry. All right, Tempest. Now, I don't know, this is kind of fun. So this is like, you got your matrix functions in here in math. This is very important. Yeah, very important. You need all of that. If you think about like the matrices involved in, your matrices when you multiply things, that's good. Cool, so that's the engine. War3 source, has the other stuff, the really important things. I guess you got like world editor in here, ability databases. Web UI backend. So this is like, I guess, the way the web UI interacts with the game. So ultimately, obviously, you'd want to delete this. But before I delete it, I think about this kind of thing, and I think about, if you're gonna edit one of these, like obviously, what you need to get out of here is the idea of how to get rid of it, because we know that somewhere in that stupid code they have the thing that links to engine source FDF file frames and actually spawns like menu frame, right? Like what is this? Word3 source menu frame. Yeah, where's that? UI, probably UI, maybe. This is like C main menu, main panel. Escape menu main panel is good, but what about, game over menu, game UI? Probably an M, main menu. Maybe not. All right. Well, anyway, I'm sure that somewhere here, and I would have to go and figure that out. You've got the world frame, very, very important. And then somewhere else, I think we're going to have the other one. So this is like the good UI. You think about the world frame. This is the UI that actually works. It's not the stupid one. The web page made by a bunch of trolls who want to rule the world. Okay, so you keep that one. That's good. Same thing with, unit is very important. You have, missiles and items in here. I thought this was very smart. If you look at War Smash, the concept of CUnit is in one giant file. It's kind of huge. Some nerd here refactored CUnit so that even though there's obviously one header for the class, there's like 5 different implementations for AI, building, combat, creating a database. And so like that's reasonable, I think. Sure. Stat observers. All right. And other things, the world. I think this is all pretty good. Like walkables is really important for like destructibles. This actually, yeah, it's got code in it. That's good. Okay. So yeah, we'll end up deleting web UI background, but for now it's fine. So I think one of the next things that I thought would be really important to actually put this into the graphical window is to figure out the main. So there's this file main window, or main for Windows computers. And I was trying to review this earlier because you got win main in here, right? And so you want to like, that's the entry point of Windows. And so this is like what we're going to put into our main function, but it's not as good as it should be because I was trying to get this and it's not a good decompiler actually. So the understanding of where to put things is good, but there's going to be some human effort cleaning some stuff up in here. So you think about like in the Word3 source main win over there is going to have to change because if you look at this code, like, okay, so here's my code. Obviously, inside of this code, we start off, we set up Storm engine. So Storm is sort of like the engine. You know, I don't know, did we pass over that before? But you guys probably saw this. So obviously, one of the main use cases of Storm. What did I show you? What is all this other stuff? It's just a bunch of junk. Okay. That was a folder above. We're not supposed to look at that. The Storm over here is, you know, we talked about that. I guess it's considered third party, even though, you know, it's probably not. And I kind of try to delete NGDP over here. Windows platform include. I don't think I need it, whatever it is. I could look that up. Maybe we'll find out I'm wrong. Maybe it's just really important, but I was doubting it. It was acting as if it was a different kind of file separate from MPQ. We don't need two things. We just need MPQ. So over here in Storm, you know, there is some stuff about Windows systems and files. And so obviously that's like probably binding onto the Windows system in case you need to go on a different system. So I feel like that would be good to know about that. You know, OS geometry, sure. So we're going to come back to that. But I want to say that Storm would be like, it's good. Storm is good. Storm is like, you know, that's like the old-timey kiddo things. You know, when everybody was a kid, it was fun. We had Storm DLL. So anyway, this stuff does some things. I mean, you'd probably delete this. I don't know what core is. I'm not that familiar with Windows, maybe. But conceptually, you know, we could probably have set up Storm error log path, you know, keep some of these things the same. And obviously, we're going to have a better, we're going to get the big money decompiler, and then it gets all the variable names right instead of param1 too. I've seen it done. I know you guys have it. I don't have it. I'm just screwing around on YouTube, but you guys have it. So do it right. You know, if you're going to do something, do it right. I'm memeing about this. I'm pretending to be a character. You're going to want to do it for real. And then, you know, set your working directory, set your client registry key path. I actually don't use the Windows registry, so we're going to delete that one. And then we do game main. So that's pretty good, you know, game main. And game main is, of course, in source of the other one, actually, source of war 3. That main win is here, but then it enters into game, and I believe game has game main. Or maybe I'm crazy. No, maybe not. Who has game main? All right, who has game main //main star? Oh, there's a debug UI main menu. Where's glue C main menu? Well, that would be, okay, so glue /C main menu is definitely the good menu. I mean, this would be the first thing you'd want to render, is your C main menu. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be the wind noise, okay? It's going to be the wind noise. Think about it. You know, if you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Good. It's going to be the wind noise. All right, so that's good. You're going to want to do that. But before you do that, I'm curious who has the main. I mean, where do we put game main? Do we know that? Is it anywhere yet? Or is it like not resolved yet? Where's the AI when I need it? You guys know they're going to spend $500 shintillion on AI. We might as well know where it is. Star main star. Okay, there's only main win. Star main star. Okay, so just like star main star. You don't think that like. So debug UI I don't care about. Escape main menu panel is while you're playing the game. The BattleNet main menu is irrelevant. So yeah, I'm actually not sure where game main is. We're gonna have to figure that one out because that's pretty important. What folder does that go in? Yeah, maybe we should get. You remember what Brad Chance said? Brad Chance said when something is wrong, you make it right. Maybe he'll tell me what file that's in so I could find it and continue my story later on. But we're just playing a character. This is a meme. We're gonna go back to Windows because that's what we're supposed to do and what everyone expects of us. And then we're gonna write Warcraft in Java line by line for fun based on just the experience of playing it because that was a good idea. Why didn't you wouldn't want to do this because this would take an hour in an afternoon, instead of 5 years. All right, well, that's my story. It's a pretend character. It doesn't really exist. You just go back to Java. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. This is I'm explaining what to do. I'm telling, like when I stop doing things and I go and play Fortnite in Epic Games Store because everyone's mind is for sale and that's what they're going to tell me to do, it's going to be up to you, like you, the user, like to do, like I'm just rendering a pretend character. I'm not going to do what you see here probably because I don't even know if that's legal. I'm not a lawyer. This is not what War Smash is. Okay, and I hope you understand that this is like nothing to do with War Smash. This is a different idea. For anybody who really wants to mod Warcraft, this is a better idea. Okay, but you didn't know that yet, maybe, because until now I didn't tell you. So anyway, you know, that's, yeah. If Brad Chan ever watches this, you know, maybe he'll stop and think about his life, and he'll think, why don't we just open source the 2003 Frozen Throne? Why don't we do that? Just give it a GPL license, force everyone to keep it public domain left, copyleft. You know, why not? Why not? Just everywhere that it says somebody's name, when it says ask Dale if you have a question, delete that line. You know, or somewhere else where it says like this line was committed by Frank Pierce. Screw you, Frank, you made it too complicated. You know, and people getting mad at each other. Delete that line, okay? Delete all that, and then just, I don't know, what am I asking for? Is it already in front of me? That's the question. That's the question you have to answer, okay? And maybe that's what my YouTube video is all about. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want to do? Right? It's interesting. You're going to rewrite Warcraft in Java for 5 years? You're going to sit down in an afternoon and use some leaked debug symbols? I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to do? What's the goal? What are you trying to do? I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do. Okay, and I can't do it right now, but I can tell you what I think I want to do. And that's what I'm describing in this video. If I had a program that I can compile, and to be totally honest with you, some people will hate me for this, but I would probably go to this root directory here where we have the make file, and I would probably set up like CMake or something with that. I've had some experience with that, and it also compiles on Windows, so I can tell all the other people to go away when they bother me. So I might do that, but I have to tell you, I think this make file is very beautiful. Did you look at this make file? It's very beautiful. You do that, okay? Just do that, and there's going to be some more of these. You know, okay? Maybe you're like, oh, I got to put the storm in here. Oh, what is that? Engine third party storm, you know, something blah 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 blah. I don't know, maybe do that. Up to you. But yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It'd be a lot easier if I could just be friends with people like Brad Chan. I'm saying his name. I don't know anything about him. I'm just saying his name because he was on the Warcraft Direct stream. You guys know that, right? Okay. Well, anyway, I think that's it for my video. I've explained what to do. I feel like it's a good, you know what I'm saying. You're looking at the video and you know what I'm saying to do. And this is, I am not a person in a special position of power. I'm going to go back and play my Java video game that I wrote on Windows, probably. But now I told, like you, like the viewer, like the people, probably what to do, but except you're not going to do it, actually, because there's really two kinds of people. There's people who don't want to think, and they're just going to play Reforged. And their minds are for sale on social media, so they're just going to play Melee, like Grubby tells them to do. And then there's creatives. And creatives are going to be so tortured by their minds being for sale that they're going to end up trying to rebel, but they're going to rebel inside the predestined, pre-designed rebellion. Like they're going to put like their code on GitHub, owned by Microsoft. And then they're going to probably build, like what they put in that GitHub repo will probably be the output of the Unreal Engine. And instead of, you look at this folder I just created, repos Warcraft 3. What's the disk usage on that, right? The disk usage is 100 megabytes for the whole thing. Okay, that's great. But you know, what about let's talk about what are you going to put in your Unreal Engine repo? You're going to have like 20 gigabytes or something, I don't know, in your GitHub repo, and it's going to lag. Okay, yeah, you know, but that's because when you rebel, you're going to rebel in the way that you're told to rebel, right? So that's like the two camps of people, right? And so the reason that I'm like an internet troll right here probably is because I'm in the middle. I actually kind of like Grubby. I actually probably just want to play Warcraft 3. But I am at a point where I want to be able to compile modified derivative works, not for profit. I'm not going to make any money off this, but with no strings attached. So I can just do whatever I want. Make the Naga race, make a single character at a time and pretend it's World of Warcraft, even though it's local machine. Play it on my Raspberry Pi so I have more computers playing it for the memes, whatever. I'm pretty sure I'm starting to think that's what I want out of this hobby. And getting there is difficult because I sort of thought maybe that's what I accomplished by making my own thing. But it's sure a bump in the road when somebody leaks the debug symbols and then you sit there and you think to yourself, what are we doing? Why don't we just use the debug symbols? So there you go. That's my story for you, Warcraft. And if you want to look at it as a big troll, you can do that. And if Blizzard Legal gets in contact with me, I'm going to tell you, I didn't share all the stuff that's in this video, okay? There's not a download link of that from me. There's a download link of that from Blizzard themselves. Ya ding dings. So that's not me. I'm not telling you to do that. That's up to you to figure that one out. All right, great. So yep. I hope you guys have a good day and stay creative. Because like I said, there's people that fall in two camps usually. It's the creatives that are going to make a game based off of Fortnite and Unreal Engine, and the uncreatives who are going to go try to get as good as Grubby and making sure you wait 10 seconds between training a peon and building the burrow or whatever. So that's the two main groups of people that are going to watch me, and both of them will be entertained because what am I doing? What am I doing? Entertaining, exactly. I hope you guys have a good one. Take care. Make your dreams come true. Even if they're a bad idea, just make them come true anyway, and then try to figure out where to go from there.